Welcome to today's live. It is Thursday, May the 11th. If you're here in person, please say hi in the chat. In the comments. And if you are, Zoom and Facebook, a little bit different language anyway. So if you're here in person, please say hi in the comments. And then if you're watching this on replay, please put in hashtag replay. I love knowing that you're here. My name's Peggy O'Neill. I'm the founder of this group, Answering the Call, where we answer the call, the longing to know really that any longing that we have is an invitation for us to know who we truly are and to know what it is that we're here to express, to give, to contribute, to do with our lives and in the world. And that happens to be the major focus of today's topic. So today is how to pursue the real journey. And Wendell Berry, who was a poet, novelist, and environmentalist, said it this way: when we no longer know what to do, we have come to our real work. And when we no longer know which way to go, we have begun our real journey. That happened for me in 2007 when I walked away from my coaching business. Totally shut it down. Didn't know what I was going to do next, but I was right where Wendell Berry said. No longer knew what to do. So it was time for my real work and to begin the real journey. So how do you do that? How do you, and yes, I did obviously get back into coaching and having my own business, but that's a long story that we won't get into today. So what we're going to talk about then, how to pursue the real journey, 3 steps to that. How your mind can and probably will get in the way. And then how will my life change? And hint, it's why you're here. So it's a direct path. So we want to think of it as a direct path. Most of us that are used to personal development, professional development, even the way most people live their lives, we create goals for the future and then we work to get there. I'm offering something different here. This is the real journey. And the real journey is the direct path, where we turn around and we go inside, where we turn around and face the uncomfortable. We do what's uncomfortable. Most of the time we try to deny it, push it away, avoid it, but we turn around and really look at, who am I? It's actually pretty fabulous, but we're really conditioned to be afraid of it. So as we step on the direct path and turn around and go within to explore who we are and what our path is, there are 3 steps. Then we want to listen to our heart. Listen to our heart. Most of us are highly conditioned to listen to our thinking all the time, pay attention to what we're thinking, and that's where most of our focus goes most of the time. But what we want to do is let that go, let that do whatever it does, and focus on the heart. That's where the true answers are. That's where inspiration is. That's where the next step will come from. So you listen to your heart, you know you're on the direct path, you keep going within, and then self-inquiry. It's a particular process where you do actually ask, who am I? So you don't do it like a mantra, but you sit with that question, who am I? And then you begin to notice that you can't be your thoughts, because your thoughts are always changing. You can't be your feelings, because your feelings are always changing. You can't be your body. Heaven knows, we don't have the same body that we did 20 years ago, do we? Or when we were an infant. So we can't be our body, because who we essentially are has to be something that always changes. Always with us. I mean, never changes. What did I say? Always changes. Always stays the same. Never changes. It's the same. It's awareness. It's the same awareness that we are now, together, right now, as when you were 6 years old, going to kindergarten or first grade, second grade maybe. So those are the 3 steps. Listen to your heart, move into the direct path, and then do self-inquiry. And then how your mind can and probably will get in the way. It's going to argue with you. It's going to tell you this is the most ridiculous thing. You need a handbook. You need a playbook. You need to have a plan. You need to get into action. We've been conditioned to that. That's what your mind's going to tell you. And the mind is going to start arguing with you about it. It's going to say, no, you need to do this, the normal way, so to speak. And then the part that's the aspect of your mind that's listening today, that's curious today, is going to go, but I want to be curious. So there's going to be like argument within. The fighting of the mind is going to intensify if you pay attention to it. So what you want to do is leave it alone. Don't listen to it. Don't argue with it. Don't try to figure out which one's right, which one's wrong. Just let it be what it is. Let all your thoughts be what they are, and just pay them no mind. Now, as always, if a thought says there's a bus about to come and you're in the way, well, you want to pay attention to those thoughts. Okay? Or if your thoughts are saying, I think I need to go to the doctor, okay, trust those thoughts. Okay? So that's how your mind can and probably will get in the way. It's going to argue with it's going to say this, and then no, do this, and no, don't do this, and so on. And so we just have to ignore it. So, and the main thing to do is don't believe it. Don't believe it. So when the mind's going on, on and on and on, you can say to yourself, I relax the focus of attention. And then just pause for a second and relax the focus of attention. It can be very difficult at the beginning, or even after. I've been doing this for many years now, and sometimes if that argument in my mind is going really strong, or if I'm really focused on some intense thoughts that are uncomfortable, and I actually really know that I don't need to be paying attention to them, but sometimes they can get so loud, so intense, that it takes a few minutes, maybe even 20 minutes. Relax the focus of attention. And I just sit there for a while till I can get the attention to withdraw from there. And then the other thing to do is just to not believe any thoughts that try to tell you anything about you other than that you're infinitely wise, brilliant, a genius at who you are, loving, peaceful. Don't believe anything other than that. And then how will my life change? And I said, hint, it's why you're here. So whatever it is that attracted you to this particular live today is why you're here. It's why you're here today, but that's how your life will change. Sorry. It's why you're here listening. But that's how your life will change. You might be going, but that doesn't tell me exactly what it is. Yep. But it's inviting you to discover what that is, to know what that is. To discover how your life will change as it changes, as you go forward. But there's nothing to change. So it's a little, so I want to make that clear. So it's not about changing you or trying to change anything, but our life will change, of course, over time as we pursue the real journey, as we listen to our hearts. So we don't know right now how your life will change. You might, in that whatever your heart's calling to you may have a strong sense of it. So that you might have a glimmer of it or a strong sense of it. But a lot of us won't. And your life may only change with the experience of life. So what do I mean? Sometimes people are afraid to embark on this real journey because, well, what if I want to change careers or leave my job or get a divorce, or if I lose everything? So that stops so many people from pursuing what they're being called to pursue. And so what could happen is once we orient in life to who we truly are, then our perspective of our circumstances changes, often dramatically. Mine did, about coaching, how to be in coaching. Mine did about quite a few relationships. Relationships shifted inside my experience of them dramatically. Did it look any different on the outside? No. But my experience was substantially different. Well, I guess my coaching practice, the way I go about coaching is different. But my experience of it is different as well. And maybe it's a new career that's on the horizon. I mean, this is a time, there's a lot of upheaval right now. So you may be being called to pursue a new career, to maybe even create something new. What I know for sure, if you get on this journey and stay on it, then you're going to experience more consistent love, peace, happiness, fulfillment, joy, meaning, because that's who you are. That's who you are. So as we remove what's in the way of us knowing that, then that's what we experience. And you're actually here to know who you are and to expand that knowing and share it with your being, how you are in the world. So I'll see if there are any questions or comments today. Any questions or comments today? All right. So I'll review that quickly. So how to pursue the real journey, and Wendell Berry says the real journey is when we no longer know what to do, we have come to our real work. And when we no longer know which way to go, we have begun our real journey. And I encourage you to step into the direct path, which is going within. There are 3 steps to that. Listen to your heart. The direct path, you just keep going within and do self-inquiry. Who am I? Then your mind can and probably will get in the way. It's going to argue with you. Don't do that. That's crazy. You should do this. You need to do the traditional things, and so on. It's going to create could be an impasse in there. So what you do is you pay it no mind. You pay your mind no mind. You don't pay attention to your thoughts. Just let it alone. Otherwise, it'll really intensify the struggle to try to figure out which one's right, which one knows. Your heart knows. And how to work with your mind, again, relax the focus of attention is one way. Say that to yourself. And another is just don't listen to it. That's part of that in a way. Relax the focus of attention, but also don't believe anything your mind tries to tell you about you. And then how will your life change? Well, again, the reason you're listening to this is one of the reasons, and you may not know exactly, or one of the like breadcrumbs. It's giving you a hint. It's giving you a hint. My saying that may help you. There may be something that resonates for you that causes you to think of something like, oh, this might be how my life is going to change. So life already knows what's going to happen in your life, in a way. I mean, it's not destiny. I'm not talking about predestination. It's not like that, because every moment is a new moment. Every now is a new now. The universe is creating now. So nothing is predestined. So I don't mean it that way. What I do mean is that in paying attention to our heart, following it, like listening to this today, something may be getting illuminated for you. Some sort of an insight may be coming to you, or not, and you'll discover it. If nothing else, how will your life change? Is you're on this path. That you get on this path, the real journey of discovering who you truly are. And so the external life may not change. It may only be the experience of life, which that's what we really all want. We want more peace, happiness, fulfillment, joy, meaning. And so lots of times we don't have to change anything out there, because we shift our perspective, our understanding of who we are. It changes everything. And nothing changes. But it may be a new career, definitely more love, peace, happiness, fulfillment, meaning, and joy. And you get to know who you are, who you truly are. Keep expanding that and share that with your being. And all that you do, all that you are, all your relationships, all of your activities. That's what happens. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Any comments, I will answer them. This is the last call for if you're anywhere near the Fayetteville, Arkansas area and you would love to attend a live workshop. There's one May the 17th, Wednesday, May the 17th here in Fayetteville. Please put in the comments workshop and I'll get in touch with you and you can register for that. So I'd love for you to attend. We've got a nice group forming that day for a live workshop on who are we or who am I and how shall I live. All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.